What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Be Creative, Be Great. Actually, not Be Creative, Be Great. Listen, guys, I got this new series coming up, and today is the first episode of Coffee Break. It's going to be another a segment underneath Be Creative, Be Great. It's gonna be great. I know that I said great like almost 15 times, but it's all good. Right now, I'm in a 2018 Nissan Rogue, fully loaded, SL, all-wheel drive, full panoramic sunroof. This thing is dope. Is in midnight blue, halogen headlights, got 19-inch wheels, two-tone. It's freaking fire. The car is pretty great. I want to thank Grand Prix Motors. They always do a great job with getting you the right car that you're looking for. They have an amazing staff. They're located in Coney Island Avenue in Brooklyn. They're an awesome dealership. Grand Prix Motors. I'm gonna have it in the description of this video. You can speak with Ralph. He's a great dude. I always work with him to get my cars and stuff. So every week I'm gonna be doing a new episode of this coffee break. I'm gonna potentially be in a new car that's gonna come from his dealership. So if you're in that mode of looking to buy a car, definitely go check him out. I know he's in Brooklyn, but let me tell you, it's worth it. It'll be worth the wait. Whatever you're looking for, he's a good dude. So I just wanted to plug him in there in this segment. But right now I'm on my way to pick up a good friend and also a pastor from Stratford area. His name is Elwood Collazo, and we're gonna go out for a nice little coffee break. I told him I'll pick him up. He said he was ready, and I said, all right, that's no problem. I'll go pick you up. Let's go have some coffee at a cool spot. And the spot, well, we don't know yet. Stay tuned for what's to come.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
What's up, Pastor?
What's up, Bobby? How you doing, Bob?
What's going on?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, you're looking good, bro, man.
You too, man.
It's looking really good. You ready, man?
I'm ready, man. Let's do this. Let's do this.
So I got my guy right here, Pastor Elwood Collazo, man. I'm kind of excited, man. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody is probably like on this channel just waiting to see somebody maybe with a suit and, you know, with a tie, you know, that I'm about to meet with a pastor, you know what I mean, from Stratford, and he's gonna, you know, come all with a Bible and stuff like that, and you know, look all fly, even though he still look fly, man. But this is what this is about, you know what I mean? Giving a little bit perspective, you know what I mean? Not being in a church environment, but that we just have some coffee, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you down for some coffee?
I'm down for some coffee.
Yo, I'm down for some coffee, man. So you know what? Let's have some coffee. Stay tuned. We're about to go into a nice little coffee shop and chat a little bit more. All right?
Looking at me wondering why I'm serious. Probably cause of things I've been through, bet you're curious. Devil playing with my emotions got me furious. A lot of things I done seen, no, I'm not delirious. I just need some time to clear my mind out. And if you're sleeping on a dream, then let me find out. I've been in so many holes, but I climbed out. Now I think it's time I show you just what I'm about.
Here at Donut Crazy, we're gonna grab some good cup of coffee. Come in. Ooh, so we're in here now with Donut Crazy. I'm about to have a nice little cup of coffee. They always have my stuff ready. I just go in and just pick it up.
Jonathan, you got your coffee?
Oh yeah. Let's get it. Now let's have a seat. So now we're here at Donut Crazy having a cup of coffee, man.
Some coffee, huh?
Right. So, how's it been, bro? How you been?
Everything's good.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Everything's good?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's life? How's I know you're pastoring in Stratford, right?
Bridgeport.
Oh, in Bridgeport. You're in Bridgeport,
Connecticut,
Connecticut. I'm gonna plug that into the segment there. It's in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yeah.
If you're around the area, check it out. CCBOC.
Yes.
So this spot is cool, man. They got all types of donuts. They got all types of.
It's some good coffee
It's
too.
good
man.
coffee, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some good coffee.
What you got there? What did you end up ordering?
Sausage, egg, and cheese.
Oh,
you know what I'm
sausage, egg, and
saying?
cheese. But I have a latte. The latte is good.
Yo, you got the latte?
Yeah.
Coffee, man. I mean,
It's good, bro. I love it. Coffee. When I drink coffee, it like takes me further to God, bro.
well, Hebrews.
No,
Hebrews.
dude, it just takes me further, bro.
Yeah.
I get excited, and I'm like, I get so hyped.
Yeah. No, it's this is a nice spot, man. This is a cool spot.
It's a decent spot. You know
like-
what I mean?
I
And
like
the people are really good here. They're really good.
The variety of the donuts that they have they're crazy. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? That's why it's called Donut Crazy. But it's cool. But you know what? Think about it. You know, in life, you know, we go through so many things. How many crazy things we have done. You know what I'm saying? In life, you know what I'm saying? You know, especially in my life, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things that have happened in my teenage years, young age, you know, things with my parents, you know, abandoned at a young age, and been going through so many crazy things that almost losing my life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not having a stable home to live in, had to give up my goals and my dreams, but I thank God, you know, because
What were one of your goals?
one of my goals was to be a professional athlete.
Oh, athlete.
Yeah, I played baseball when I was a young kid. I was playing baseball since I was 8 years old, and playing. I didn't get to play in high school, but I was already playing at that level. But I didn't get to play in high school because decisions that parents make, you know. So I had to quit school to survive. I didn't quit school because I was rebellious or anything. I had to quit school to survive. I had to get a job because my parents abandoned us. Also football, you know, I ended up playing high school football, you know what I'm saying? And I, you know, was a pretty good athlete. I wanted to keep developing my skills.
Yeah.
You know, I always played, no matter what, always, you know. But throughout the years, and then as you get to know Christ and as you get to know a lot of things, maybe that wasn't my purpose. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe that was my goal and my dream, you know? But
God had another plan.
Yeah, you know, in Jeremiah 29:11, the plans that I have for you are not to harm you, but to give you hope in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe my future was to become a pastor. You know, my purpose is to become a pastor, to help people to get to know Christ, you know? So
I think that's interesting you say that, you know what I mean, and the way how God takes us, you know, from different walks of life. You know, we come in different walks of life, and as I said before, you know what I mean, like, you know, when you got into the car, that, you know, you didn't come in with a suit, because it's like giving people, as this also being the first episode, just giving people a perspective as to, you know what I mean, a perspective in somebody's life, not in a church setting, but just a normal day to day. Let's have a cup of coffee and let's talk about, you know, the journeys that sometimes God has taken us. And you know what I mean. You have dreams, you have visions, but God had a different plan, and we have to accept that all the time, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's hard to accept it. Was it hard for you to accept that, you know, that now you're seeing yourself not becoming the athlete that you really wanted to be?
Well, I've accepted. Of course I accepted it, because when I come to see now, because in the beginning it was frustrating, you know, because why did my parents, you know, my father, well, you know, he cheated on my mom, you know, he abused my mom. My mom, we suffered a lot, you know. He left 2 or 3 times, he would leave, and then finally he left for good. And then my mom decided to leave, you know, because she was also looking for attention, you know. So I come to understand now I come to understand, you know, maybe the reasons why they make decisions, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe they had to give up on dreams, and maybe they had to give up on things themselves, because my mom, well, got pregnant, got kids and this. And back in the days, that's how it was, you know.
Right.
Women took care of the family, you know.
Right.
But I come to understand now, and I come accept the fact, you know, that this is what God called me to be. You know what I'm saying? Because if I wouldn't have known Christ, I would have been a bitter man,
Right.
a resentful man. You know what I'm saying? And come to that place to accept what God has for you, but it comes through a lot of pain and a lot of sacrifice.
Right.
Because we're human beings, you know what I'm saying? And the only way that I was able to accept what Christ has for me was when I was able to forgive my father and my mother. To say, you know what, I'm not gonna hold this against them. I'm gonna live for what God has for me. And when I said I'm gonna live for what God has for me, I accepted everything of Christ.
Amen.
I accepted everything of who He is. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people to this day, older people, young people, that are living a life of resentment, of anger, of frustration, because the coin didn't flip their way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But and people need to come to this understanding is, was that what God wanted you to do? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes things turn and they look ugly, but come to realize, you know what I'm saying, wait a minute, you know, okay, I slept in other people's houses. I didn't have a stable place to live. Sometimes I slept in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I come to understand God allowed that for a reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Amen.
In anybody's eyes would have said, oh, why God is like that? What God is. Sometimes we don't understand how God works. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta know who God is.
That's right.
And why is He doing certain things? You know what I'm saying? Was it right the Apostle Paul was suffering in jail?
Correct.
Was it right that there were Christians being persecuted on a lamppost, right, and being burned? Was that right? And it's still to this day people getting their heads cut off because they're proclaiming that they live for Christ. You know, the Apostle Paul said it perfectly. For me, to live is Christ and to die is gain. And we have this understanding. That's right. And we have this understanding. You know what I'm saying? So if there's anything that I'm grateful for, you know what? Honestly, bro, I'm gonna say this. I thank God that my parents left me.
Because it made you.
I thank God for all those things that happened in my life, because it made me the man that I am today.
You know, I was talking to my brother actually before I picked you up, and sometimes we don't understand, like we said, you know, why certain things happen. But when after we have an encounter, an experience with Christ, then we start to see how everything always comes out for the good. You know what I'm saying? For those who trust and believe in God. And it's great that you've come to accept that, you know what, I didn't have the perfect upbringing, but you know what, I have God now. And because I have God, I have everything. And I think sometimes in life, you know, we we drown ourselves in our iniquities sometimes, you know what I mean?
Negative.
In the negative stuff, and we're like, oh, you know, but how come I don't have a life like Jason, or I don't have a life like Bobby or like Steven? And it's like, dude, don't compare yourself to somebody else. But like I was saying, like I was talking to my brother, and I said, you know, like, don't ask why, but what for, you know, and what was it for? What was your life? You know, and these things that you went through, what was it for? You know, who knows? I probably wouldn't have been able to meet you. You know what I mean? Right now, and
absolutely.
And it's amazing when you can come across people like you. You know what I mean?
But think about this. Think about this. All that stuff happened in my life, and one of my first challenges was to forgive the man that killed my brother. Because when I accepted Christ that first year, you know, I accepted Christ, going to church, doing this, you know, trying to get my life in order with God. My brother got killed over $20. His own gang member killed him
for $20.
Over $20. He was a Land King. And his own gang member. The story is long, but I just want to go to a place, because all that stuff happened, and when I first heard about it, the first reaction was to get in a car and go find the man that killed my brother. Because that's
tough.
That's human, you know what I'm saying? And I was, you know, baby in Christ, you know what I'm saying? And no, what you mean? No. I had to come home and I had to ask God to forgive me for what was in my heart.
Right.
And what happens is a lot of people are still dealing with problems in their hearts. That's why everything that comes onto them that is negative, it weighs them down, because they haven't been able to confront it. Not knowing that every failure in our lives becomes a step to where we need to go to. A failure it's a step. Einstein became a genius through his failures.
Yeah, that's
and
powerful.
And the reason why you perfect something is because you failed at it once.
Yeah, that's good.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So what happens is, now here is God. You know, this is all happening to me. And I had to come and ask God to forgive me, so then I can practice it in front of the face of this man that killed my brother.
That's powerful.
And that's when I knew, when I was able to face this person that killed my brother, that's when I knew that there was something of God in my life.
Amen. Wow.
I knew that I had a purpose. And my brother is still alive. Every time I share this story, and there's young people giving their lives to Christ. There's grown men forgiving their fathers, forgiving grown women. I mean, talking about women in their 50s, in their 60s, in their 70s, forgiving their husbands, forgiving their parents for what they did to them when they were young. So
we can do it too. You
so
know,
imagine if I would have became a professional athlete and not known Christ, how many people would have been lost? Because we all carry people inside of us that we have to minister to, and that we have to, you know, take this message of the good news to them.
Wow, that's awesome, man. And wow, that's just a little bit of who Elwood, you know, Pastor Elwood Collazo is. You know what I mean? That's just a little glimpse into his world, into his life. You know what I mean? And what God has done.
And I dress like, and I don't want to interrupt, but I dress like this not because, you know, of this segment, or, you know, it's because I have a lifestyle with Christ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And our goal is to let people fall in love with God, not to have a religious life with Him.
Yeah.
You know, and this is who I am.
Yeah.
If you can't accept me and the God that's inside of me, then you have a problem.
Yeah.
You know, this is who we are. This is how I am. And you know, it's, you know, this doesn't say that I have Christ or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's who I am.
That's what it is. You know, because God God is not judging the appearance of man, but he's looking at the heart. God is always looking at the heart. So it's not about what we're wearing or, you know, how we dress, but what's deep inside of our hearts. And I want to thank you all for watching, you know, this segment of the first episode of Be Creative, Be Great, with Pastor Elwood Collazo.
God bless you.
I'm going to have his information in the description of this channel if you were touched in any way, you know, because being the first episode, this is pretty intensive, you know, a strong testimony. But hey, you know, we never know what we're going to get to every week as we do a new episode of Coffee Break. But I want to thank you all for viewing. Thank you those who have been watching our Be Creative, Be Great channel as well. But then again, we just want to have every week, we're going to have a new segment, have a cup of coffee, a new location, a new car. We're at Donut Crazy. Listen, let's eat donuts. Let's eat breakfast. Let's eat sandwiches. They got all types of things. I want to thank Donut Crazy for allowing us to set up in here and just film in here. But
awesome atmosphere.
But thank you, Pastor, for
thank you,
for
Jonathan,
connecting with me, man. Us having some coffee. I think it's good for us to break bread like this, not only in a church environment, but somewhere else. You know, just break the mold a bit. You know what I mean? But if you want to stay tuned for the next segment that we're gonna have, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell on there so you could be notified of the next segment, episode 2, that's gonna be coming soon. So stay tuned for another great episode of Coffee Break. Later.